Good evening once again. I'm Bill Snyder, Sports Information Director at Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, and welcome to another edition of Bulldog Blitz. I guess you could call this the Gustav version of Bulldog Blitz. We were supposed to be talking about last night's game against Itawamba, but we didn't play that because of the storm. We're playing that tomorrow night up at Itawamba, and we're going to talk about that in a few minutes. So, much like everyone else, the world got kind of crazy for us. With me, as always, here on Bulldog Blitz is Gulf Coast head coach Steve Campbell. And, Coach, you guys are almost like the Army. You guys are so routine-oriented. Right. So when you have something like this happen, just a couple of days pushed back and trying to get the players, I guess just talk about what you guys have gone through just to get to this game.
Well, you know, there's been a lot of things logistically that we've had to work through, you know, first with school cancellation and all of the mandatory evacuations down on the coast, and a lot of the parents, understandably, very concerned about their children. And so we sent all the young men home, and we had, you know, people evacuate from Nashville, Tennessee to Baltimore, Maryland to Birmingham to Jacksonville, Florida to all over the country. And you know, thank goodness that Gustav passed through without too much damage down on the coast. And then the job got to be how soon can we get everybody back together safely, because even after the hurricane passed, there were still tornado warnings and things of that nature, and road closings and things of that nature, and FEMA recommending that, you know, that you wait a day. So, you know, there are a lot of things that we've had to work through logistically and in order to get everybody back and to get back out on the practice field. It really condensed our week. You know, you take a Sunday through a Thursday, and basically you change that into a Wednesday to Saturday game, so it shortchanges you about a day in preparation. And the other big thing is conditioning. You know, the last time we played was on Thursday. That's the last time the guys really broke a real good sweat. And you know, we lifted weights and watched the film on Friday, but then, you know, so didn't get after it too much on Friday because we had just played Thursday night. So they had Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and basically Tuesday off. That's 5 days without a whole lot of cardiovascular work. So, you know, those are the things that a lot of things you got to take into consideration whenever you're getting ready to play a football game. So we got them all back, and trying to get back in shape and get our timing back. And you know, we've still got one guy that's still trying to get here. So you know, it has been a little, you know, a kink in the plans, but you have to adjust, adapt, and overcome, and that's what we're trying to do.
And you guys practiced at the gym, I think, on Tuesday, then Wednesday and Thursday practicing down at Biloxi High because it's been so wet up here. Is it one of those things, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger? You
know, that's the way we're looking at it. Is you know, you have to overcome adversity. You know, in order to forge steel, you got to melt it down and let it form stronger. So that, you know, we've had a lot of adversity, you know, going back to, you know, the preseason with, you know, we practiced in the rain every day, and then you know, with Gustav and just a lot of things to overcome, and all those things help mold the chemistry of a football team. And if you know, whenever adversity hits, or, you know, you can go in one direction or the other. There's only two directions you can go, and the great football teams take situations like this and pull closer together and battle through it, and they come out better on the other side, and that's what we need to do.
And, of course, as we said, once again, Gulf Coast will be playing Itawamba tomorrow night at 7 p.m. up in Fulton, Mississippi. We're going to talk about that and a few other things in just a few minutes. But coming up after the first break, we're going to talk football and coaches' grades, if you will, on how the first game went with offense and defense. You're watching Bulldog Blitz right here on WLOX. We'll be back right after this.
Is mobile these days. Our phones, our computers, even the college classroom. It's an on-demand world. At Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, you'll find the courses you need. It's near your home and close to work. Practically in your backyard. You can even work while going to Gulf Coast and still have time to refresh your mind. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College, your connection to personal success.
And welcome back to Bulldog Blitz. Well, the Bulldogs at least have one game under their belts, a 39-14 win over Northwest to open the season. And, Coach, when you've looked at the tape and looked at both sides of the ball, we'll talk about offense first. As you said, on both sides, a lot of mistakes by both guys, but that's a first game kind of thing. We'll talk about Chris Jenkins. Greg Jenkins, excuse me. How did he look? Had a couple of picks, but overall, I thought he played pretty well.
He did. First game out of the gates. I thought Greg executed the offense well. He had, two balls that I wish he would have made a different decision on, but I was very pleased. He threw 3 touchdown passes. I'm not sure we had thrown 3 touchdown passes through 4 or 5 games last year. Now, we got hot throwing the football later on in the year, but, we threw the football better earlier this year than what we've done in the past. And, Greg made some plays there. Brett Moncrief had a big play. Kevin Barkley had a big play. So we had, some things go well for us in the passing game. Kevin Helms had a big catch. So I was pleased with the way Greg threw the football for the most part. We had a chance to hit Moncrief on a deep ball. We slightly underthrew it, and that cost us 1 interception. But all in all, Greg executed the offense well. Running the football. Whenever we let Greg run it, whenever it was just a straight option, he did well with that. Now, we had a couple of times where our protection broke down and he had to kind of scramble around. He did a good job of not taking a big sack. He got rid of the football on one time when he was under pressure and threw it out of bounds, made a heads-up decision, didn't try to force it in. And bought himself some time to move around and then see what was downfield before getting out of bounds without taking a major loss of yardage. And he had a big run on the touchdown run, so he has shown that he can do it with his legs and with his arm, and he didn't make any bad decisions. And that's the first thing you have to do is first do no harm, and Greg definitely, I thought he did a good job of that, and he showed that he can do some things with his arms and his legs, so I was proud of that.
All the running backs seemed to catch on pretty quick. Irvin Moore ran tough inside. Vic Ballard had the big run, and Jamal Young was kind of the slasher. So you got a little bit of everything.
Well, you did. And I tell you, after going back and watching the film, I was more impressed with how Jamal ran the football after looking at the tape than actually I was during the game. Jamal, most of the time every time we handed it to him on sweep, he got good yardage. He did a good job of running hard and did a good job there. Vic showed some explosion and burst up the middle, and Irvin ran hard and got us a key first down a couple of times. So I was proud to see that. Would like to see more consistency up front on the offensive line. We're still not where we need to be there.
And defense played really well. Damian Jackson had a couple of picks, and they were ball hawking back there. Actually, they outgained us on paper, but a lot of those were, I guess you could say, between the 20 yards, so you had to feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I did. I felt good about, we didn't give up many big plays. We didn't let them throw the football over our head. I was pleased with the way Ira Smith played and DeMond Washington at the corners, and our safeties did a good job. Damian, who had the 2 picks, and Marcus Gibson and Lynn Armstrong playing back on the hash. We didn't let anybody get behind us there. So that was big. We didn't come up with many sacks, but we were able to not let the quarterback hold it for 10 minutes and run around and create with his feet. So I was pleased to see that. Linebackers, Chris White made a lot of tackles. Horatio Crawford was very pleased with the way he played. That's 3 sophomore linebackers, Santino, Davis, Horatio Crawford, and Chris White, and I was pleased with their play. Malcolm and Mario did a good job on the ends and, played, some freshmen at nose guard, and was pleased with the way that they played.
So all in all, a pretty good first week. You've always said you improved the most between that first and second game, so we'll see if that holds true against Itawamba. We'll talk a little bit more about that upcoming game coming up. But coming back, we're going to get out the kayaks and canoes and go paddling down the Pascagoula. You're watching Bulldog Blitz here on WLOX.
Technology changes every day, but some things never change. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College knows you want affordable tuition, user-friendliness, and great instructors. They deliver information on demand, they're experts in their field, and they're your link to a social network of personal communication. Seems the more things change, the more things remain the same. Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. Real-time education just for you.